Is it working? Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. We found another dead body. Sadly died from what appears to be a tragic accident of slipping through a floorboard and hitting its head against a metal bench.
The library card is folded into two,
But we found
and
this
still
on him.
slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 00502.
We already decided to let the station handle this case, so there's no need for us to call the library. Good. We've examined the library card. That should be enough for our colleagues. Now we can call the station from my kinema and hand over the case.
Well, good enough. Fortunate, but here we are. Oh, moonshine. Tastes like fermentation. Oh yeah. Okay, well, have to check the church and then get the signature for the letter. And then, oh, +2 encyclopedia. Encyclopedia is already pretty big, but I guess it doesn't hurt to have even more. And, anything over here? I guess there is some stuff over here. Well, this must be the old hospital thingy? Who is this guy?
You see a once bright mural
More
towering
encyclopedia.
above you.
Yeah.
The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Research and
A
development.
slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Mwah, mwah. Surprising amount of money just lying around. Yes, we can. Nice. Oh, so much money. Got the crowbar.
The windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the
How
historic
does
significance
he know him?
Very
Nice to meet you.
Oh. Very rich in hypertext.
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Oh.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he
They have
wanted to prove his
computers.
Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor.
You can
Victor
just ask him for
Orbis,
money.
a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
So a laptop.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rame, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately,
Right.
their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Oh. Oh, we can just tell him that. Oh my god, it's so we should, but it's so good. I'm gonna do it.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
Field Electrical build this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Pleasure wheel.
Pleasure wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans. They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
Ruining child since 2025.
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombessier dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a
What is
freelancing,
trembling?
I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in
Humpty
Vredevoort,
Dumpty
Ohio.
Dum.
It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum?
Bro is fluent in Japanese. You know, as much as I love this game, this part is definitely a bit of a stretch for
He
me
did it.
too.
He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Can you see making this
In
up?
fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
I should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building. But of course, what else? I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Just want to see my profiling skills are working. If you think of Croatia, I don't know much about it, but I heard it's pretty cool tourism spot at the, you know, Adriatic Sea and all that.
Of course, Detective, I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
Forget it. They don't sell those kind of books at crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
It was interesting. Come on. Alright.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Interesting. Good to know he's still up with it, and yeah, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. This would be an easy enough one to do. It's only slightly reduces suggestion, and it only takes 40 minutes to finish.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut
Only
in front.
42%. We have something to increase our physical instrument. I believe we do. -2. Ugh. Oh, we don't. I guess we already wear them. and a white tank top. I had 1 in perception.
Heavy wooden doors, more than 20. You jam the pry
Nice.
bar between the lock and the staple and apply force. Your biceps bulge from the strain.
Biceps.
The metal creaks and squeals. The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and 1 nail stand no chance against the forces of leverage. From deep within, a bellow rips. Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk.
Wait, the pry bar snaps? Fuck.
Tools break, officer. Try to control yourself. I don't know. You don't? Or maybe we'll find a new one. I don't carry more than 1 pry bar with me.
Oh,
I thought this was a
shit.
lousy way to enter a place of worship that's already in disrepair. I guess the church agreed.
I have to barehand any future checks now. Oh,
This was surely
fuck.
just a freak accident.
Do we go with this?
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice the padlock. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing.
You really want us in there? I do have tools in the kinema, but maybe we should search.
Well, it seems like it doesn't work regardless, so I guess we won't do it. The church doesn't want us in, and I do want to keep my pry bar. Oh, there's more shit on that end. Can we get there? Around here, haha. Ah, I missed that one. What's this? It's taken a lot of patience to do this. Ha! It's funny. What are you doing?
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an
Ah,
electronic contraption
looking
in
for
her
treasure.
hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh. Hello there. Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
So should you.
Nah. I do. I should and I do.
Oh. I didn't notice that. Sorry, man. My mind was elsewhere. Shoot. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name.
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. Actually, just 1 wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Nah.
No, you're welcome.
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble. Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum. Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in
Ooh.
Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds like a cool place for congregating homosexuals.
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It's okay. That I rock in the form of rec tape player and a complete
That's
trash
cool.
hotel.
Sure. Okay. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
What did they say about?
What happened to the old headphones?
My boyfriend sold them. I don't know,
What?
man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill. The quivering jaw. Indications of a drug high.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
Yes, where a hat would come in handy.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat. That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
And who are these boys?
Yeah, Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive
Really?
than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
It's probably amphetamine. It makes you feel impervious to the elements, but doesn't actually make you any less cold.
I got my recordings to do. I feel better outside. Go ahead.
Legendary 14 empathy. Oh boy.
Okay.
It's gonna be a tough one. Oh, we can actually hear the music.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of
Oh,
stuff.
they are saying
The
in
flap
here.
is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Huh.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. Just dislike the
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Oh my god, we are actually squeezing in. Oh, damn, son. Look at this place. Nasal spray, Nosafed Ultra.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair
Egghead.
holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Oh my god, Skibidi? They fucking said the Skibidi before it was cool.
Could
What?
there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Go speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
What if I want to speak to
I
you
suck
first?
at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in, get a reading on your sign.
It's ridiculous.
See? It's already going wrong. Sign is off.
Scared? Angry? It's hard to say which this man is.
Fine.
Shake. You see a youngish
The only
man
version of
reaching
Skibidi
the
I
tips
approve.
of his hair
True
with
that.
a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid,
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
and Egghead. Egg!
Egg!
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you
We have many
organized?
in the pipeline, officer.
That
In the
means
pipeline.
they haven't set up a single one yet.
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast. I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads.
Truth.
Burnouts.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Strike that. Zavon.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
The spooky kind. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tilties. The boys
Did
exchanged
you
giddy
put the
looks.
padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Uh-oh. Oh, catch it!
You sense
Yes!
the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object
First
makes
try.
a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Thanks,
The
man.
speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
Yeah.
Not long. Like a week, maybe? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Cool cop.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
He nods attentively.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these
Truth
people?
is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. Yes, there's also the machinery.
The
When I first scouted the
machinery.
place back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. awful silence.
Not
Okay.
exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kind of it. Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
It was
Maybe
this dark
I
shape
do.
climbing upside down along the ceiling. Like some kind of crab man. Yeah, you know.
Jesus.
The way it was climbing up and around the ceiling. Like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Crab man!
Yeah, totally.
Crab
I
man.
didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time. But I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
The cryptozoologists know. That's a
You should
good
ask her
point.
about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely. Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think
80%
they're
sure
coming from?
they're not dead. 70% sure that they're substance abusers.
Sure. What? He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies. Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Yeah, sometimes, when I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know
Yes.
what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization. And they have
And?
roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system, no?
Now, with the nation originally when anoints the innocent want a dance club in their churches.
Totally.
There's a trace of doubt in his voice.
Pericarnassian church is about love. And
Nice.
music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance. Love is hardcore.
Unity!
Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters. Feels good.
Well, the religion wouldn't want a disco party in their church. You know what? I agree.
Yeah! Yakokata, the place to be.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if, they get this club going. You've got it in you.
Yes. What?
So you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. Oh,
Oh, it's
it's the
distilled.
one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
It reeks of sweat in here.
Does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
peculiar chemical scent like laundry
He
detergent.
sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. Unlike the girl outside, however, the boys' breathing is regular. Their jaws stay put and their pupils aren't dilated, so they're not under the influence currently.
Really?
At least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
Oh, I know.
The what now? Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe.
Sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Nice.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Logic 4. -2, convinced you're a smart cop. God damn it. That's gonna be
As always,
hard one to get.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? That's
Yep.
fine, man. But I've got to warn ya, our signs are still off. It'll take some time for me to get my sign on. A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Good, good. What did you want to know? Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race. He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths. The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
Nah.
He blinks, waiting for the next question.
Simplicity was brought to us by classical solarist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. It is. I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for? Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked-up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachor's sister revolution on the Gran Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though. Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist, because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Why are you
The
calling noise?
hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment. You heard me.
Alright. Enough of that shit. Ugh, these fucking guys. Well, at least we can pull down this. And I guess, yeah, now we can get into the church without trying to break it.
Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a
Bonk.
soft thunk.
Bonk. Nice. Money! Haha! Nice. Look at all this trash left behind. Ugh. Guess I'll ask her really quickly about that, and then we'll end this episode.
The shaggy head.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean. Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here. Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail.
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
A gangster cragman.
Why?
Strange
Okay,
things
then.
happen.
They certainly do around me.
Mhm.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them. Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
A silver bird. Feels strangely familiar. Was it an expression? And if yes, then for what? Then your mind
Formidable.
slips, and the thought is gone.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but
Gunning in the
it's supposed to
church.
become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah, you know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Ah,
What do you need to know? Go ahead.
very interesting. Alright, well, in any case, I guess we can start this, what do you do? Kingdom of Conscious or Fairweather? Let's do Dumpty Dumpty Dum. That one takes a long time. Dumpty Dumpty Dum Center. Fine. We'll do that, but that will have to wait until next time. So, hope you all enjoyed watching. Make sure you have a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you next time. We're going to make... Yeah, stopped working. Bye-bye.